Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Rogue Trader. We're halfway through exploring this solar system, so let's carry on. We'll do the projection from warp last. I suspect that might be shenanigans, fun and shenanigans there. Well, we've got 2 plasteel, I'm okay, I think. That's the ancient bunker, we did that. Ooh. 2 adamantine, probably okay. What's this? Just loot. And this. The sight before you has excited the officer corps, who were delighted to witness the truly majestic end of this planet through the huge windows on the bridge, one of the many nameless worlds throughout the expanse. An unknown reason caused the planet to break into several uneven parts, but its strong magnetic field is still preventing them from drifting out into the cold abyss of space. The planet's hard inner core has remained almost untouched, as thousands of explosions taking place under its shell of hard metals light up the world's heart from the outside. The Auger crew detects several ruined extractiums on the broken planet's surface. Their analysis shows somebody used to mine adamantine here, but abandoned the deposit after the catastrophe. Most of the machines are damaged beyond repair, but the tech adepts claim one of the complexes can be restored if the Rogue Trader has the required parts and equipment. Yes. A few dozen time bells later, the Lord Captain is informed that the repair crew is suffering from unrelenting headaches, most likely caused by the oppressive magnetic field of this world. However, the machines have been successfully repaired, and the extraction of adamantine may continue if the Lord Captain wishes. Of course, the mine needs to be staffed with a squad of working servitors, and a maintenance brigade doomed to endure the endless pain caused by the magnetic storms. Yeah, we're going to use it elsewhere. That's alright. Doing quite well apart from chemicals, which is the only thing we can't do at the moment. I wonder what that means for, like, our contracts. So I could do that now. I have a decent amount of xenotech. Don't really want to give up the profit factor. And I don't have 7 people. Okay, fair enough. What about the colony management? Have we got anything we could do? So we could do... Oh, good tidings. What's this? Blocks project. Bonfires of Righteousness. We do get the phlogiston, though, which is useful. I can do other stuff. So the Bonfires of Righteousness would give us a one-handed melee power sword. Blocks good tidings. Frequency of Faith. All allies gain a 3 times allies dogmatic rank, which isn't very much. Critical hit chance. The flagship gains a 5% bonus to evasion. Oh, we've probably looked at this one. I quite like the sound of the maglev railways. And we might be getting our reputation up much higher with the explorators if we take our planet data back to them. I'm tempted to do this one. I think the phlogiston is something that would be good for us. It's a shame if we don't get Epiphany, but it's probably not going to be a core weapon for us anyway. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get that one going. Then Kiava Gamma. We might have to wait till the phlogiston comes in, but when it does, we could do this mag trains one. Do we not have chemicals? No, we don't have chemical. That would be good. When we get a chemical though, that would be good. That too. Ooh. There's some good stuff here. And these ones don't seem to block others. Oh, this one does. Yeah. Yeah, so we need to get going on a few of those. But let's go up here for now. Alright, well, I'm not going to save because I've obviously quick saved recently. Ooh, some stuff dropped down there. When the rogue trader's ship draws near the unidentified celestial body, the machine's spirits on every deck, from the captain's bridge to the cargo holds, becomes frantic. The engines are refusing to cooperate, sending the void ship hurtling towards the epicenter of the anomaly, like an arrow towards a target. You awake after unsettled sleep to find yourself lying on a stiff cardboard mat. You are overcome with a strange sense of wrongness. The place is dark and reeks of body odour. Someone elbows you under the ribs and grabs you by the collar, spitting abuse. It is an enforcer patrolling the void ship, and she is clearly displeased. Order the woman to let you go, lest she incur the wrath of the rogue trader. The enforcer lets out a gruff laugh and then spits in your face. A scrub woman even opening her mouth is beyond the pale, let alone claiming to be the rogue trader. Drudges have lost their tongues for less. To drive home her point, the woman brandishes a hefty knife, then tosses you into a corner, where similarly ragged people are scrubbing the deck. According to the sign on the bulkhead, this is Bay Theta 54. Let's talk to the locals and learn about everyday life on the lower decks. The locals offer friendly smiles as soon as they see you. Perhaps it is your appearance. Staring hazily back at you out of a glass bulkhead is a shaggy, sooty-faced, worn-out tramp in rags. A face not all that different from those of your new friends. At any rate, no one is trying to hurt you. You are told a couple of amusing stories about local life, the almighty Lord Captain, and the monsters that frighten people every now and then when the ship shakes and red lumens flash overhead. The ragged people who have thoroughly enjoyed your pleasant company walk with you to the bay's supervisor's cabin. The workers ask the supervisor to report a stray noble from the upper decks. Your poise and manners do make you stand out from the humble denizens of the lower decks. When you're restored to the bridge, the Voxmaster gives praise to the Emperor of humanity and explains that you were trapped in an anomaly that made the people on ship inexplicably trade places. A rescue squad was dispatched at once to retrieve your ladyship, but your friends from the lower decks have already helped the Lord Captain back to where she belongs. Very strange. I thought we were going to have a big fight. Alright, let's leave here. So we've done all these now. I'm going to come back down to here. And I'm going to make a new route to go to Furibundus from this side. We might have a few things. The duty officer reported an incident in the shuttle repair bay. A security team was dispatched in response to a distress signal. But when they arrived, they discovered that the shuttle repair crew had doubled in number. Somehow, every crew member now had an identical twin, but each assured the enforcers that they were the real one. The enforcers immediately opened fire, killing everyone in the bay. The duty officer awarded the squad a commendation for their vigilance and efficiency. Oh. Fair enough. A fire broke out on one of the decks during the warp voyage. The raging disaster consumed the entire chamber, destroying precious cargo and damaging the interior plating. No guilty parties were found. While clearing out the rubble, a few people claimed the soot on the plasteel beams formed lines in a cryptic alien language not known to humans. The delirious workers were executed and their bodies disposed of in the proper manner. It's comically bleak, isn't it, this world? Alright, well let's get a Furibundus. It was going to be deadly though, isn't it? Yeah. I might need to come back there later. Where can I go in the meantime? Where's my sort of... Yeah, I might... It's an orange one though, that's quite dangerous. Maybe we'll go here. Yeah, I'm not going to risk an extremely dangerous one, that could be bad. well, this is cool. So we've got like a little list of the things we've got going. Colonies and such. Cool. Yeah, let's go... mind you, that's an orange one, isn't it? I need to come all the way up to Mundus Valancius. Okay, well, we might as well start. Demonic eyes had materialized and began to slither across the walls of Crew Quarter 49. The burning orbs swirled like bubbles of fetid swamp gas, only in secluded places at first, later appearing in plain sight. Everyone subject to their glare started experiencing headaches and spells of self-flagellation. After one of the officers peeled off a portion of his own skin to fashion a makeshift eyelid for one of the fiendish orbs, the section was quarantined, since neither fire nor munitions could prevent more eyes from sprouting up on the ship. The vessel was cleansed only by escaping from the clutching embrace of the Sea of Souls. Thanks. Let's go to Langren's Belt. It's a green route. Yeah, I don't want to do an orange route. So we're coming up here. Warp jump was a success, but the Voxmaster reported the following incident. Yeah, we've seen that one before. Let's go up here because we can scan for routes. During the warp journey, the Orcas discovered a strange object that had been following the rogue trader's void ship for several hours. Judging by the distorted telemetry, it was a strangely shaped vessel of Xeno origin. The unidentified pursuer tried to approach the void ship several times, allowing the Augurs to observe the shimmering energy sails unfurled among shifting currents of the warp. The strange chase ended after the mysterious ship vanished into the depths of the Sea of Souls. Okay, Pilgrim. Doesn't sound too bad. After analysing the Augur data, the officers were surprised to discover that the planet was once covered with oceans. Long ago, an unknown cataclysm caused the seas to dry out and turn the world into a lifeless desert. The most amazing discovery of all was the skeletal remains of colossal oceanic organisms, some large enough to be seen from orbit. Life is fragile even for creatures this enormous. Nothing. Still nothing. The Pilgrim greets you courteously and asks how the rogue trader is faring. Bid farewell. Obviously we've met them before in another system. Yeah, move on. Guess we won't be going to Narma 4 anytime soon. Let's go back down this way. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitators stopped obeying the tech priests, and for a few precious moments the ancient machines were left to their own devices. The crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns or accidents. Several acolytes of the cult Mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out several triple watches to the voidsmen who dredged up the old rumours about the cursed ship. Okay, so we've been to all these systems, and I've been out here quite extensively. I would like to go to these, but it looks like I'm going to have to create my own routes, which I don't have the resources for currently. Likewise, these. I'd like to get down. I think I might try and get down to Furibundus anyway. So we'll have to go here. Yeah, we've seen that one. I guess we'll go yellow route. To avoid the old orange route, we'll go around this way. The vessel's confessors report discontent among their flock. During the traditional sermon before departure, a ritual chandelier's 100 candles were snuffed out at once. The missionaries attribute this incident to an open ventilation shaft, but the voidsman noticed it and are whispering about an ill omen, fearing that woes may soon come. Let's try the coercion one this time. Succeeded. A resounding condemnation of weakness of spirit and body led to arbitrary reprisals against anyone who even dared mention the troubles hanging over the crew. With the permission of the confessors, the voidsmen took the task of bolstering morale into their own hands and successfully quelled the rising panic. Okay, we've got to Trinitas. We've got an orange route here. See what happens if we give the crew military gear. We've removed some cargo. Okay. The victory over the rogue trainer's enemies came at a high price. So the decks have been cleansed of warp spawn, albeit it took the blood of hundreds of voidsmen to wash away any evidence of their presence. I mean, we maybe could have done it ourselves. Ugh, so this is going to be an orange route, which might be a... might be a bit worrying. Did I not make a route from there to... Oh, I can faintly see it, actually. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to spend my resource to make it a safer route. Let's get back. The warp jump passed without incident for everyone except the crew members on bridge duty. For the duration of the voyage, they heard laughter. It seemed to come out from outside, even though the airtight seal of the ship's massive windows. The laughter went on and on. We're gonna visit Footfall. Just looking at others, but yeah, I think we're okay to go here. So I want to go probably... I think the dock, that's where the Explorator is, isn't it? Let's just go present party. Can we talk to these guys? The game of the ship they used to get here is the property of the Von Valancius dynasty. Apologies, we couldn't save it. The ship was damaged during the escape. We're lucky it got us all the way to Footfall. It's at the docks, but there isn't much use for it anymore. It doesn't look like it's going to fly anywhere, and the local bricolagers have already removed some of the valuable parts. You can send your people to take apart whatever is left, scavenge some components. The map of the Expanse was revealed to me before the Sea of Souls roiled and tangled the paths. How did you, desperate ones, reach Footfall all the way from the Cranax system without a navigator? Please forgive my worthless words. We were feeling our way in the dark, you could say. All we had is some old maps. We prayed to the God Emperor day and night while our helmsman plotted the course. A miracle it must have been, your ladyship. Well, I know what happened at Kiava Gamma. I just wondered if we could send them to our ship or something. Alright, let's go talk to Opticon. Show data slate. Hey, we've got a profit factor. The collected data is of interest, significant, compliant with the criteria for cooperation. The Cognizance Fleet thanks you for your contribution and guarantees the provision of a reciprocal service indulgence in the form of parts and equipment. Reporting the Kappa Thread supply line is ready to continue cooperation with the Von Valancius dynasty in the sphere of planetary reconnaissance. Okay, is that all I... Let's make a trade deal with him. I was wondering, is that all I did? There's one profit factor. So I'm not that fussed about the plasma pistol. We've got something similar. Maybe. That would be nice, but it's going to take me a while to get to profit factor 13, I think. I mean, relationship level 13. What's this? I mean, I quite like the look of the slick body glove, I must say. That would be quite good for us. I mean, we need to raise reputation anyway, in order to do that. What do we get up to? 8. Ugh. In order to do another colony thing. Much as we could do. I bring wonderful news, Lord Captain. Prelate Hectarchius of the Order of the Hammer has passed away. Immediately after the launch of the orbital Vox Spire, he entered the halls of recording, and having sat on the command throne, was granted a vision. For over 3 days, Prelate Hectarchius preached about the Saint Cognatius being reincarnated in a body made from the saint's own holy relics. The spiritual feat depleted Prelate Hectarchius' strength, and he peacefully departed for the Emperor's throne shortly after the sermon's conclusion. The Order's elders believe this to be a sign that Saint Cognatius' relics, currently stored on planets throughout the expanse, must be brought together. The Order is preparing for the election of a new prelate, under whose guidance it will undertake this holy mission. The majority of the votes are divided between Prioress Lugnalia, well known for her fervour, and the merciful Celebra Tychon. The minority of the Order sees the Oikomenos Nigmus, a humble and reasonable man, as their prelate. Does his death not strike you as odd? I'm afraid it does not. The esteemed Hectarchius began his service as a battle missionary and has grown long weary of the peaceful life befitting a man of his status. He yearned for a worthy spiritual feat, and when presented with the chance to serve as the voice of a saint, he gave what little strength remained. When he died, he was exhausted but content. How does the Order intend to carry out St. Cognatius' mission? The Conclave aims to procure all the relics that once belonged to St. Cognatius, all that can possibly be procured. Given that the saint is a legendary figure, many items in the Cronus Expanse have an alleged connection to him. However, it seems unlikely that any of the relics' owners will be eager to part with them. The answer to the question of how the Order of the Hammer is going to retrieve them depends on the identity of his next prelate. Let's know more about the candidates. Prioress Lugnalia was converted by Hectarchius on one of the heathen worlds. She then served as his bodyguard for many years and eventually became the protector of the Order's reliquary and the leader of its military branch. As for Brother Tychon, he is an aristocrat by birth, but he had an excellent education and could have lived in luxury had he not renounced secular life for the sake of ascetic vows. He is intelligent, thoughtful, well-read, and most importantly, genuinely merciful. Few things can be said about the Oikonomos Nigmus. He has never been famous for his prowess in battle or his sermons, but the monastery has never wanted for anything on his watch. He is a most reasonable and unobtrusive individual. Okay, what do my companions say? I have sympathy for Prioress Lugnalia. Let her meet with Reverend Hieronymus on footfall. Should he accept her as a worthy leader, we ought to support her. Well, Brother Tychon, he and I have met back when he was called Tychon Drivestem. He wasn't a monk back then. He was a grandson and heir to Urban, governor of Dargonus, an honourable young man with a spark in his eyes. His ascension would mean much to the Drivestems. Abelard, see to it that House Drivestem thanks us for the assistance we provided to their kin. New contact, Tychon's diplomacy. I will do. I bet Urban never thought the boy would be of any use to his family. Now we will have to endure a decade of him boasting about the Drivestem blood that always strives for great heights. Ugh. Brother Tychon has been chosen as the prelate of the Order of the Hammer. Peaceful emissaries departed from Foulstone for many planets to form alliances and reinforce spiritual ties with the holders of St. Cognatius's relics. This diplomatic mission will undoubtedly require sizable financial support. House Drivestem has been informed of the honour granted to their family, and somebody requested to cover all expenses related to Prelate Tychon's endeavours. Cool. What have we got here then? Aha! Maglev Railways. So there we go, we got our reputation up. Block Cemetery of the Faithful. Blessing of the Fallen. Okay, and what does this do? Whenever the wearer kills their target with a melee attack, all enemies in a 2-cell range around the wearer suffer the wearer's willpower bonus mental damage. Okay. I think this is probably the best one. Do it. How are things going on Kiava Gamma? Yeah, we can't do anything else currently. So let's go to the rest of Footfall. So I'm wondering if that area that we couldn't get to before because the lift wasn't working, I wonder if that might be open now. It'd be quite nice to go and check. Is it the Shadow Quarters? Martyr's Endurance. I can't remember what that is. Shadow Quarters. Okay, it's taking longer to load than I thought. Okay, so it was... The lift might be right here to our right.
Intriguing.
I guess we'll talk to this guy, see kind of what the problem is. Greetings, Mom. What brings you here? Do you want to watch us break our backs out here, eh? Footfall Utility Crew 3 is proud to work for the good denizens and guests of the station. What are you doing? Ah, just burning rats and some trash and some parasites of other sorts. The district's under quarantine, you see. Got bit by something nasty, a disease. Or maybe it isn't a disease, just some bugs and worms what crawled out of some ship or other. It's a bit odd that it happened here and not the docks, I'll grant you. Things like that usually start there. I even spray the place with some gunk to kill all the worms and bugs, but I guess something slipped through. 2 families in that block's way over there snuffed it, and the Liege wasted no time getting the district surrounded so no one could leave. So you don't know exactly what happened? No, we don't, and we don't want to find out. Something nasty's cropped up, the right move is to contain it and kill it with fire, not go in and see why it's there. How exactly did the victims die? Who knows? They found them in their hovels already dead, blue sills on their body, and they stank something awful, which is why the lot that found them didn't even risk looting the corpses. Good on them, I guess. Doesn't mean we let them out, of course. What measures have been taken to deal with the problem? You're looking at them. We stand here, burn the foundness, and we've got people standing guard so that no one escapes. Put some mines down, a whole load of them, for the same reasons. The water, the sewers, all blocked off to stop any communications getting out. The air's open, I suppose, but the foulness doesn't seem to be airborne. There haven't been any strange deaths outside the district. Are the people trapped in the quarantine zone being provided with any kind of aid? Ah, of course not. I mean, I heard Reverend Oronimus had been praying for their souls, which sounded more like retribution fell upon them, and rightly so. That's the most they can hope for. I wish to enter the area. No, it's not going to happen. We're letting no one in. I'm telling you right now, bribes and intimidation won't work on me, so don't even try. You can file a petition with the Liege if you're so desperate. My advice to you would be to go on your merry way. We've always got plenty of nasty, dangerous holes. You don't have to die in this one in particular. You'll go in and die, and that means I'll have more corpses to burn. He pointedly turns away. So if I look in the journal, is it going to say go talk to the... Yeah, okay, we could go talk to the Liege. There might be people to talk to in the area.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Talk to this vagabond. He sees the light. Right, well, I think... we should go to the Liege's Palace. So I think we need to go back to the opening area. Or, well, you know, to the way we came in and then check the map. I think the Martyr's Endurance is the pub, isn't it? That's alright. Liege's residence. Okay, so yeah, so this is his palace, isn't it? So whereabouts is he? He's still in his little dining room. He is, alright. Vladame Takara, the Liege. Can't remember the voice I did for him. Greetings, your ladyship. I don't mean to hurry you, but I do hope that our deal is still in place. The station continues to experience increasingly severe shortages of provisions. The Liege stares at Heinrichs. Slowly, very slowly, Vladame nods to him. Van Kalox. Heinrichs responds with an equally reserved nod. Good day, Liege. I am accompanying the rogue trader. Please pay no mind to my presence. Oh, the request is difficult to fathom, and even more so to honour, Master Van Kalox. But I'm glad to hear there aren't other reasons for this visit, unlike your two previous ones. I did what you cannot. I found and neutralized the Anvar's agitator-in-chief. Oh, that is truly an outstanding accomplishment, your ladyship. Footfall can now rest easy, at least until the next mad hoodlum makes himself known. A man who introduced himself as a servant of House Corder asked to have a word with me, and then, imagine the odds, someone blew his brains out. Vladame doesn't look surprised. The Anvers again, I presume. Those anarchical degenerates don't care whom they shoot, be it my servants, yours, or those in the employ of House Corder. I suspect that this agent wished to negotiate a deal that would have you refrain from hindering Incendia Corder's efforts to strangle us with the threat of hunger and demand our obedience. If so, I don't believe I will be mourning the man's passing very long. There's only one person who stood to gain from this murder, you. Now, if you're suggesting that those outlaws were acting on my orders, then I vociferously deny anything of the sort. However, if you're merely alluding to the possibility that someone who cares about Footfall's fate could have started a rumour on the lower levels that House Corder's agents were looking to assert their authority on Footfall, well, then your suspicions are entirely logical, as was the man's inevitable death at the hands of the Anvers. What is happening in the Shadow Quarters? Why is there a quarantine? Oh, that. He grimaces. Who knows? It could be an actual epidemic, or perhaps the two families that started it all just came down with food poisoning at the same time. We're on a space station. The best solution here is to isolate the area and wait for the problem to resolve itself. I wish to enter the quarantine zone. Out of the question. You would be putting both yourself and the station at risk. I've been told that when the previous Liege was faced with a similar situation, he ordered the entire asteroid be detached and dropped into the star. Yes, he did. What a senseless decision it was. There are more reliable ways of disinfecting an area without having to lose a whole asteroid. That maneuver of his destabilized the station's integrity, and the consequences of that were still felt up until I became Liege. When I entered office, I had to negotiate with the tech priest to make necessary repairs, and it cost me a preposterous amount of money and resources. Coercion, we're going to do this. I believe I said I wish to enter the quarantine zone. You would dare defy the will of a rogue trader? Vladame clenches his teeth and remains silent for a moment. Your imprudence could spell the end of you and the entire station. But, as you wish, I'll have my people clear a small passage for you. It will take time, mind you. Vladame scoffs. The place has been mined properly. It will take days, if not more. But you will get your way in. Let's have another look at his wares. So, where am I up to? 41. Commissar boots. Whenever the wearer chooses an ally as the target of their ability, they gain movement points. Okay. Peripheral visor. That would be for Jay, I suppose. Strakari hex rifle. Looks like a sniper rifle. Decent one. Torment bracelets. I was going to say it would be good for Cassia, but actually it's for a heretical follower, so it's not gonna be any good. Well, nice gun, but it's Eldari weapon. So I guess Jay could use it. Not that we're using Jay at the moment. Level 7, we've got a Psyker's breastplate. Heavy armor. Oh. Maybe we should become a heavy armor user. There seems to be some really nice armor pieces. God, there's some nice heavy armors. I've seen very few nice light armors. I mean, we could gain some reputation with him. Might just save it for now because his stuff's kind of expensive and also not that attractive to me at these lower levels. Alright, we'll leave that for now. Alright, but we should be able to get into the quarantine zone, which is good news. Maybe. Might be good news. Might be bad news. I guess it depends what's in there. I think we can get to the next sort of treasure cache, though, which is sort of the main reason I wanted to get in there. Yeah, let's come in here. Oops, where are we going? Cutscene? What's wrong with you people? You don't even care, do you? You want to grow fat on the Legion's stores while the station starves. Shut up. One more for time for clarity. Shut up. Okay. Okay.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
The Shadow Quarters, I suppose. Right, so we want to get down to this area? Yeah. They should let us in now. Ah, it's you again. An order came down in regard to your esteemed stealth. We're to clear out a passage and let you through. There we are, cleansing and disarming the mines. I don't know why you're in such a rush to bite it, but that's none of my business. You just wait, and we'll make a way in for you sooner or later. I mean, literally, do we wait, or do we, like, leave and come back another time? You just wait, we'll make a way in for you sooner or later. Okay. I mean, can we go now?
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Okay, well, I'm guessing maybe we just come back another time, so... Fine. We'll do that. We'll go do some more exploring in the galaxy.
Intriguing.
We'll come back later.
Let's seize the opportunity.
What's unknown mechanism? Let's just go to the dock. Alright then, let's get back to our ship. The ship they were talking about, and they were like, oh, you can go loot it if you like. I wonder if it actually... Is it this one, and can we do that? Probably not. Okay, I'm actually going to have a little chat with Abelard. Can I actually have a proper conversation with him? I hear you and Cassier exchanged words recently, which happened quite some time ago. What happened?
And who brought this piece of news to you, I wonder? Then again, I have nothing to hide from you. Of late, the helmsmen have been going off course with increasing frequency, and the reports are full of contradicting accounts. The problem continued, even after several demotions were handed out, so I took it upon myself to investigate. I was astonished to learn that our Lady Navigator has been amending entries in the ship's log, and the officers have been keeping silent on her orders. I immediately demanded an end to the outrageous conduct, and I reprimanded Lady Cassier in front of the officers. She greeted my words with silence, and then quickly departed. I should not have acted thus. I never even found out what drove her to do it.
I'd like to know more about you.
As you wish, Lord Captain. What would you like to know?
Tell me about yourself. What were you before you became Theodora's Seneschal?
I used to be an officer in the Navis Imperialis. No, a used to be is not quite right. It was not simply a job. It was my calling, the essence of my life. I was proud to serve Lord Captain Theodora, but in my heart and mind, I'm still an officer of the Imperium. I met Lord Captain Theodora on a mission where the Imperial Navy was providing reinforcement to the rogue traders' army on one of the frontier worlds. Our acquaintance was not easy. Working with people outside the Navy hierarchy has never been my strong suit. It was to my great surprise then, that after the mission's completion, I received a referral to leave my service in the Navy and join the rogue traders' personal council. It was a difficult choice for me. But I saw in the offer a chance to serve the interests of humanity even more effectively than in the Navis Imperialis. You do not need me to tell you just how remarkable a person Lord Captain Theodora was. I recognized her at once as a true leader and formidable creative force. One who had built a protectorate amidst the dangers and wildness of the Expanse.
Leaving the Imperial Navy is far from easy. Why were you permitted to quit your post?
You could say there was no one among the naval command who was willing to impede the wishes of the rogue trader. To do so would be to risk their own position and their relationship with Theodora. Well, the Lord Captain possessed certain contacts in the Imperial Navy. Contacts which she used to request help during the conflict on the border world. And which enabled her to make me an offer that resulted in my joining her retinue. The Navis Imperialis is an ancient institution with its own mandates and muster lists. On occasion, in the heat of an official briefing, or an informal discussion, I violated those rules, determined to press my point. It is challenging to choose the words to accurately express my opinion on a situation or the actions of others that do not sound overly scathing or confrontational. Many in command were inclined to view my manner of speaking as unbefitting a person of my rank.
This one.
What? Lord Captain, any allegations of improper feelings or unsanctioned relations are utterly baseless and bordering on the insulting. Utterly baseless. I am a widower. I am a father of 4. And if my information is not outdated, a grandfather of 11. My family lives on Dargonus. None of my children express any eagerness or aptitude for serving aboard ship. And I would hardly have insisted that they follow in my footsteps. Of course.
What about things that might be useful to me?
A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Let's talk about this stuff, actually. Outline the situation in the Cronus Expanse for me. What do I need to know and keep in mind?
This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly. And if you permit, in my own words, the Cronus Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are regularly subject to attacks from all kinds of rabble. And in the only major port, the Imperium's frigates find themselves moored alongside pirate vessels. Until recently, the Cronus Expanse could hardly have been called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Cronus Expanse is considered rogue trader territory for a reason. Only rogue traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse, and in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier.
Who are the main players?
In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Cronus Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who had grown inured to the local lawlessness. Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Kalagos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chorda. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them. If we are to speak of unclaimed territory, which is what Footfall is, among the scum that dwells on that handful of asteroids, there are 3 factions that wield considerable influence in the sector. The first is the Kazbala Commission, organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall, and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. They are actively building their forces, and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Cronus Expanse.
What's Conrad's next move?
You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtveer. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Valancius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad, prepare to be disappointed. You thwarted his plans, his meticulously plotted and nurtured treachery. He is sure to attempt to strike at you, and he will use his contacts and knowledge of the Protectorate to do so. The only question, Lord Captain, is whether you will be able to anticipate his next steps.
Alright, that's it for now.
As you wish, Lord Captain.
Till next time.
Lord Captain.
Okay, some of that was useful. I think what I'll do is I'll gradually talk to all my companions and kind of get their backstories and stuff. Maybe one per episode. Just, I think they all have personal stories. I just haven't really kind of got going on any of them yet. So, I mean, I'll gender to an extent. But we should, yeah, we should get to know them a bit better and maybe sort of get their side quests going a bit quicker. Ooh, now, it's a bit annoying because I've got no navigator insight. We're going to go up to, I think we'll do Telecos Epsilon next though. We're going to go into that. We'll do that main story area. Then we'll come up here, and before we do that, I'll do my best to kind of explore these systems as well. Ooh. Ship's enforcers notified officers about a strange insect-like creature appearing on the astropathic chamber deck. The entity was destroyed, but the incident was recalled a few days later when one of the astropaths lost his mind, shrieking about a splitting headache. The psyker perished shortly after, and the autopsy revealed the presence of countless bloated larvae consuming his brain. The corpse and the insects were safely disposed of. Yikes. Oh, this is where Faustin is. Yeah, so let's go to Telecos Epsilon. We can chart new routes from here. What do we get? We actually get a couple of yellow routes up to these ones. So I'm actually gonna, yeah, let's go to Pulvis Platinum first. Chart some new routes from here. Might get something. An orange one, but we don't have to take the orange route. We can sort of backtrack and then go up on the yellow route. Lord Captain, the Vox systems intercepted a distress signal coming from an Imperial vessel. The system contains a ship that belongs to the planetary fleet of Dargonus, the capital of the Von Valancius dynasty. The transmission is repeated at regular intervals, but the message itself is corrupted. A cacophony of requests for help, groans and shouts. What in the world? Is your name that they are shouting, Lord Captain? Interesting. Well, let's check out some space dust, shall we? Got some fuel or whatever that is. I think the planet's been blown up here. Kind of what it looks like, isn't it? Four plasteel. I've still got 18 plasteels, so I think we'll skip that. Yeah, we're still just grabbing fuel out of this space dust. Alright, let's check out the gutted void ship then. Yeah, I had a feeling it might be a landing party. And we've leveled up too, so let's accept. Well, I think... Oh, goodness me. Yikes. Okay, well, let's level up before we go in here. Could be a good idea. Before I level up, I kind of want to check... So if I do take, like, heavier armor... You know, what does that mean for me? I mean, my dodge will be way down. But I'll have more armor. Some of it is pretty cool. I don't know. For those who are more familiar with the tabletop system, let me know what you think in regards to my perhaps taking a heavy armor perk. I might take it anyway because I'm leveling up now. I'll see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts on whether I should equip heavier armors on Dahlia and kind of what that might mean. Because to me it looks fine. You know, I'm prepared to accept that my dodge will be considerably lower. But yeah, you know, less dodge, way more armor. That's a good thing, right? Let me know what your thoughts are. But let me go in and do this. I might well take it anyway. But I don't necessarily have to equip it now, of course. I feel like I'm warp. Probably warp law. We're having quite a lot of checks with that, and like no one but me has like any ability with it. Cassia has some. Maybe I could make Cassia specialize in it. Because I would like to keep my persuasion going. Oh, I'm going to go persuasion. Oh, okay, we're not picking abilities here. Yeah, so let me know about your thoughts on the heavy armor thing, whether I should take that. I've probably got a couple of level ups till I have to make that choice. I mean, willpower's blocked. So what else makes sense for me? I mean, probably fellowship, to be honest. Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at Heinrich's. So he's kind of our Xenos lore guy, isn't he? What else does he do? Coercion? Who is he? Oh, actually, well, I'm better in coercion, and so is Dahlia. I mean, Cassia. Probably go into Xenos lore still. Of these. I mean, I guess I'll have to look into the heavy armors. I guess maybe strength could be an option. It could be a stumbling block there for Dahlia. Thinking about it, that's probably what people will tell me. I'll have a further look into that. I mean, it could be an option for Heinrich's. Just maybe start working on his strength a little bit. All right, Pascal. I guess perception, because like I said, it reduces dodge chance against his attacks, which applies to range, so yeah. I mean, the obvious one is tech use, isn't it? Or should I do logic, which is a bit lower? I'm going to go tech use, because that's, you know, locks picking and stuff. Kind of in his wheelhouse. Haven't had as many logic checks. Abelard. It's probably weapon skill, isn't it? Just hitting things as hard as he can. And yeah, I guess athletics. He's not super high in that. He's our best guy. Cassia. Again, she's got willpower locked off, something in maybe fellowship. I think quite a lot of her skills kind of feed off of fellowship. I think as an officer that makes sense. Our awareness is really good. So I'm thinking maybe the warp law. Let's make her our warp specialist. I don't need it for persuasion. I it's ballistic. Oh, okay, she can't do that. She started failing some demolition checks, so let's give her a bit more in that. She can't take ballistics, so I guess we take perception. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm getting the best out of this Vanguard thing, so there's a possibility I might respec that at some point. Looking at these though, so have we unlocked any more layers of this? Dogmatic adherent. At the start of every turn, the affected target suffers 10 damage and must pass an ability. In the first round of combat, all critical hits scored by the Rogue Trader's party. Oh, that's probably why Abelard set someone on fire a couple of episodes ago. In it, set them on inflict burning. In addition, all fire damage suffered by enemies is increased by 1 for each conviction dogmatic rank. Start of every turn, the affected target suffers 10 damage and must pass. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that feeds into our build pretty nicely, to be fair. And Master of Command. In the first round of combat, the Rogue Trader and allies gain 2 plus Rogue Trader's Iconoclast rank. So it's 4 additional MP in the first round. Yeah, so that's all pretty good. Good. Okay, well, I think we'll probably leave it there for now. So when we come back, we'll venture into this deserted void ship with a murdered crew and discover exactly what's gone on. Abelard's looking... Is that heavy armour he's wearing? It doesn't look like heavy armour. What are you wearing, Abelard?
Look no further.
Worried he's taken his armour off. Makeshift heavy xenomesh. Yeah, I mean, it looks like that, doesn't it? It doesn't look like heavy armour looking at that, but it is. Is there a strength requirement for heavy armour? There may be, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. So as I said, let me know in the comments what you think about Dahlia perhaps being spec'd into heavy armour, because I'm just finding some good ones, and I haven't really found any good light armours. I'm still wearing a very basic one. But yeah, interested to hear your thoughts anyway. But yeah, hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment, as I've said. And if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be amazing if you could do that. So thanks very much, and I'll hope to see you next time for more Rogue Trader. Bye for now.